Namaskar. My name is Radhikaraje Gaekwad and I represent one of the oldest families of the city of Baroda. A very proud Barodian, today I will talk about the association between Maharani Stree Udyogalaya, an organization started in 1914 by the Gaekwad family of Baroda, and Heritage Trust, a trust that I'm very, very closely associated with and who's been doing incredible work in our city of Baroda. And to celebrate Heritage Week, which falls on the 18th of April, we collaborated to organize a walk around the old part of Baroda city. And with the help of our Vadodara, we were able to organize an incredibly successful tour. Today, I'm going to give you a glimpse of what Baroda is and what it stands for and what it means for Barodians like myself. Welcome to the heart of our beautiful city, Baroda. We are here on the banks of the serene Sur Sagar Lake. It is an honor to guide you through the Heritage Walk, brought to you by Heritage Trust of Baroda. This walk is curated and conducted by Sandhya Gajjar and Chandrashekhar Patil and was held on the 21st of April 2024 with about 80 enthusiastic participants. We began at Sur Sagar Lake, which originally had a different name. Did you know it was called the Chandan Talab? In the mid-18th century, there was an extremely wealthy man by the name of Sureshwar Desai, who lived in the walled city. Baroda was then administered by the Babi Nawabs, who were governors appointed by the Mughal emperor in Delhi. In the wake of the Third Battle of Panipat in 1761, in which the Marathas were defeated, Sureshwar Desai, along with Dara Patil and Pratap Marga, took the opportunity to invite Damajirao Gaekwad to Baroda. Sureshwar Desai wanted Baroda to have a steady and strong ruler. It was Sureshwar Desai who is believed to have widened the Chandan Talab just on the outskirts of the walled city and renamed it Sur Sagar. A lot of people tend to think that Sur Sagar got its name from the music college on its bank, but it is not the case. Overlooking the lake, we have the Music College, now the Faculty of Performing Arts and part of the Maharaja Sayajirao University. For many decades, this was the only institution offering courses from simple diplomas to complex doctoral programs. This lovely wood and brick building was built in 1886, designed by Sir William Emerson. It was the first school in India for institutionalizing the teaching of music. Its first principal was the legendary Ustad Maula Baksh, the renowned musicologist. Pandit V.N. Bhatkhande was invited by Maharaja Sayajirao to restructure music education and develop the graded system for the first time. For those who understand music, Hindustani classic especially, will know the importance and contribution of Pandit Bhatkhande. You must have walked or cycled or driven past Sur Sagar many times before. But did you ever realize how many buildings along the circumference of the lake were devoted solely to the socio-economic upliftment of young girls and women? Maharaja Sayajirao III was one of the most travelled royalties in British India. But he did not travel merely for pleasure. He did so to understand which way the developed world was going, to help him govern better. Around 1910, accompanied by Maharani II, he had visited USA. Both were impressed by the facilities available to women to educate themselves and vocationally acquire the skills that would help them get jobs and become economically self-sufficient. Sayajirao III was aware of the vulnerable position of the local women who were widowed, unmarried or divorced, and who had no access to income of any kind, nor the skills to get themselves regular jobs or become entrepreneurs themselves. So both of them decided that on their return, they would plan for a long-term project that would offer schooling education to women as the first step towards self-dependence. The appropriately named Maharani Girls' School was established near the Akalkot Maharaj Chowk that overlooks a comparatively quiet segment of the Sur Sagar. It ensured schooling for young girls from nursery to primary to higher secondary education imparted in Gujarati. Once the girls finished school, passing the matriculation exam, they had the option to join the Baroda College for undergraduate studies. Girls belonging to less privileged backgrounds had another option, the female training college that was established just between the music college and the Lal Court. We are right in front of it. The Lal Court, which gets its name from the color of the building, came up in the mid-1940s, built by my grandfather-in-law, Maharaja Pratap Singh Rao Gaekwad. It then handled the domestic and petty criminal cases of the city. Once you cross the road, you stand in front of the fabulous Nyay Mandir. Designed by Robert Chisholm, this is a unique piece of architecture with Byzantine and Moorish elements, not at all commonly found in India. The building was initially visualized and funded as a public vegetable market at the heart of the city, to be called the Maharani Chimnabai Market in memory of his first queen, Maharani Chimnabai I. But when the building was completed in 1896, Maharaja Sajirao III changed his mind and turned it into a town hall for a short while, and later the State Court of Justice. It was inaugurated on 30th November 1896 by Viceroy Lord Elgin. Called the Chimnabai Nyay Mandir, it had a huge central hall with a beautiful statue of Maharani Chimnabai I. This statue is now in Maharaja Fateh Singh Museum. And I have had the honor and privilege of bringing her back to our museum at Maharaja Fateh Singh. And she is a sight to behold. And it was quite a task, a challenging task, to have her transported from the Nyay Mandir to the museum. And I request all of you who are able to come and have a visit. The building's facade has Italian marble tiles. At its pinnacle is a four-faced clock as well. Baroda's last ruler, Maharaja Pratap Singh Rao Gaekwad, gave his final speech before acceding to Indian Union from the balcony of this building. On the right of Nyay Mandir is the Lahripura Gate that leads to the walled city. This is the most decorated gate of the four gates, others being Pani Gate, Gendi Gate and Champaner Darwaza. In front of the Nyay Mandir, there used to be a Maidan, which was used for public celebrations of festivals like Dasera, Diwali and so on. On Tuesdays, a huge market used to come up here, where farmers, artisans and other growing out manufacturing produce in nearby villages would gather here to find buyers. Hence, the place got the name Mangal Bazaar. In the 1960s, the local administration decided to build the Padmavati shopping centre on this Maidan to accommodate the numerous Sindhi tradespersons who had migrated to Gujarat in the post-partition period. Beyond this shopping centre is the Sri Pratap Talkies, built in the Art Deco style of architecture. Next to Sri Pratap Talkies was another talkie called Prince, the first movie theatre built in Baroda. It is said Maharaja Sajirao often visited it with his family to see movies here. We will now move away from the banks of the Sur Sagar for a little detour. We come to Town Hall, also called the Mahatma Gandhi Nagar Grah. It boasts a statue of a striding Gandhi, sculpted by German artist Hans Doring, which was commissioned by Dr. Venilal Modi, the first elected president of then Baroda municipality. We now come to the Jubilee Bagh, built by Maharaja Sajirao when he completed Silver Jubilee as the ruler of Baroda. At its center is the very impressive statue of a seated Lord Buddha in meditation, created by Japanese sculptors and ordered by the Maharaja when on a visit to Japan. It was unveiled in 1912. The entrance to the garden has a doorway modeled after the Buddhist gateway to the stupa at Sanchi. Right opposite the music college, on the opposite side of Sur Sagar, was established the Maharani Chimnabai Stree Udyogalaya way back in 1914. However, it was conceptualized much earlier. An house nearby where it ran its classes and workshops and training school, educated girls in skills such as sewing, teaching, embroidery, knitting as well as making kitchen preserves. At the same time, the Udyogalaya also employs selected girl students to help run this line of useful household consumables available through the year, such as pickles, sharbats, concentrates, dry chutneys, a range of masalas, jams, marmalades, sun-dried potato wafers, papadas, kurdayas, bibriyas, festival-related sweets and savories. And over the generations, Maharani Stree Udyogalaya has come to be associated with many more skill development courses such as tailoring, beauty parlor, computer courses. We have had students and alumni from our institution go around the world and create an incredible force of working women, independent women. And today, Udyogalaya, which is still run by the royal family of Gaekwad, and presently the president of which is my mother-in-law, Rajmata Sahib Shubhangini Devi, and under her leadership and guidance, today we run a cafe which is called Gajjar, and it's an inclusive cafe which supports and encourages people of the LGBTQI community to interact and connect with people like you and me. And we have training courses for women in many other fields, including driving. And we have our annual fundraiser, which is a Garba called the Lakshmi Vilas Palace Heritage Garba. And today, this Sanstha has come to be an epicenter of many activities and lively cultural events. And we welcome Baroda here ever so often to come and join us and support us.
I think the walk was very interesting because we got to see a lot of buildings, a lot of historical buildings, and the weather thankfully was quite helpful. It was not that sunny, the traffic was less, the police presence also helped us feel secure, and Sandhya ma'am with her expertise, she's always great. So I think the walk was fantastic.
There were many old and it was vintage and there were many inscriptions written everywhere.
So I like the park that we went to. The Buddha statue was really fascinating and I love learning about it.
It was very historic and fun. It was fun learning about it.
Actually, it's a Sunday morning. So firstly, it was a good time to walk out of the bed because it has been a lazy summer vacation of college, and it was a very lovely walk. It's seeing every age group of people just roaming around in the morning, basking in the sun, and learning about things that as a person who has been born in Vadodara, there are many times when I look at stuff and not in my phone or just So it was very nice. I personally love Sur Sagar, but I've never actually went around it and looked at the small streets, and it was very sweet experience to connect with the streets. Thank you so much.